When you have nothing meaningful to say, you just keep talking. A relentless stream of words, filling the silence with noise. The audience isn't rallying behind the women of The View. They're out of touch with most Americans, locked in their own echo chamber. Maybe it's time they started getting their news from IM Media? Whoopi Goldberg has ruled The View for years, shutting down guests, steamrolling opposing opinions, and treating her perspective as absolute truth. But then, in a moment no one expected, her grip on daytime television slipped thanks to Karoline Leavitt. It started like any other episode: smug laughs, exaggerated eye rolls, and a panel nodding in perfect sync with the show's left-leaning agenda. She's probably there because, according to Trump, she's a 10, someone quipped. That's what it is. The comment drew knowing chuckle, and Whoopi, as confident as ever, leaned back, ready to dominate yet another discussion. Then, the conversation turned to wokeness, a sacred pillar of The View. Whoopi smirked, firing off her shot. Without wokeness, you wouldn't even have this job. Bam! Just like that, the energy in the room shifted. Even Joy Behar, a longtime critic of conservatives, looked momentarily uneasy. Karoline didn't hesitate. "Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you keep attacking my colleagues," she said firmly. "I'd like to talk about Biden and Trump, who you work for." Whoopi barely let her finish. "I'm stating facts that your colleagues have said before," Karoline continued, but it didn't matter. Whoopi wasn't interested in a discussion. "Sorry, guys, we're coming back to the panel," Whoopi said dismissively. "Karoline, thanks for your time." And just like that, it was over. The conversation shut down. The response? Predictable, exhausting. After years as a host, you'd think Whoopi would have something fresh to say. But no. Later, Karoline called out the on-air snub, saying it only proved you-know-who wouldn't get a fair shot in the debates. So, does this shake people's faith in CNN's objectivity? Or is it just the usual, everything is rigged narrative playing out again? Either way, it's nothing new, just more of the same. The tension hung thick in the air. Whoopi had just taken a direct shot at Karoline Leavitt's entire career, reducing her intelligence and hard work to nothing more than a byproduct of the very ideology she opposed. It was condescending, designed to belittle. Yet, right on cue, the audience clapped. Some even chuckled, though an unease lingered. They knew Whoopi had crossed a line. But Karoline didn't flinch. No panic, no scrambling for a comeback. Instead, she smiled, a slow, knowing smile that said, "You just made a big mistake." It wasn't arrogance, it was confidence. And with unshakable composure, she flipped the script. Karoline didn't just argue, she laid out cold, hard facts. Government spending reports exposed taxpayer dollars funneled into woke initiative, gender studies in Guatemala, Sesame Street activism, and other eyebrow-raising programs. She methodically connected the dots, showing how wokeness had become a political weapon, used to silence and control. And Whoopi? She wasn't laughing anymore. The woman who built her career on dominating conversations and shutting down conservatives was suddenly on the defensive, shifting in her seat, her usual smirk nowhere to be found. Karoline pressed on. She called out cultural Marxism infiltrating schools, Hollywood, big tech, and mainstream media, indoctrinating young Americans to hate their country, each other, and even themselves. The View hosts, who claimed to champion women, mocked her instead of standing with another strong female voice. That said everything. And now, the moment of truth had arrived. Whoopi fumbled her words, struggling to keep up with Karoline's rapid-fire comebacks. But this time, the tables had turned. No matter how much she tried to steer the conversation back in her favor, she couldn't. Karoline wasn't giving her the chance, and for the first time in years, it was undeniable. Whoopi Goldberg had backed herself into a corner with no easy escape. She opened her mouth, then shut it, tried again. Still nothing. The words just wouldn't come. The audience, usually quick to cheer her on, sat frozen in awkward silence. Even The View's most loyal fans didn't know how to react. The energy had shifted, and suddenly, no one knew whether to laugh, clap, or just wait. Desperate for Whoopi to say something, anything, to regain control. Even the camera crew hesitated. Do they zoom in on her stunned expression, capturing the moment she realized she'd trapped herself? Or cut to commercial and hope viewers wouldn't notice? Whoopi, normally so quick with a snide remark or dismissive wave, sat stiffly in her chair, wishing she could disappear into it. She had walked straight into a trap, and there was no way out. And here was the real question Karoline had exposed. If wokeness is truly about diversity and inclusion, why are conservative women always the ones under attack? Why do those who preach tolerance turn vicious the moment they're confronted with someone who refuses to fall in line? Whoopi had no answer, no sharp retort, no witty remark to spin the moment back in her favor. The silence stretched, thick and uncomfortable. Desperate to break the tension, Joy Behar jumped in with a nervous joke, a last-ditch effort to save the moment. But it was too late. Whoopi had done something even she had never done before. She had completely unraveled on live television. And then, in an ironic twist, she did exactly what she accused others of doing. Well, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you just blab. You go on and on and on. Right, because that's not exactly what she just did. It was painful to watch. Her arguments, flimsy and dismissive, crumbled under facts she couldn't refute. It made you wonder, how does someone like her still have such a platform? How does she hold on to a following despite so clearly lacking substance? Maybe it's because she's been ingrained in daytime TV culture for so long. But at this point, wouldn't it make sense to replace her with someone who could actually bring meaningful discussion to the table? They talk at you, not to you. And that's exactly what Whoopi was doing. It was nothing new. But here's the thing. People see it now, they're catching on, and the internet? Oh, the internet exploded. Memes, reaction clips, endless commentary. Within minutes, Whoopi's stunned reaction was everywhere, played on loop across social media. And here's where it gets even wilder. This wasn't her first time landing herself in hot water. Over the years, The View has become a lawsuit magnet, dragging ABC from one controversy to the next. From tone-deaf Holocaust remarks to bizarre defenses of questionable figures, Whoopi has been at the center of some of the show's biggest scandals. And now, she just added another one to the list. ABC was drowning in lawsuits. Carrie Underwood, Elon Musk, and now Karoline Leavitt. Whoopi's unchecked commentary had become a costly problem. When The View attacked Carrie Underwood for performing at Trump's inauguration, she fought back with a billion-dollar defamation lawsuit. In court, leaked emails exposed ABC's smear campaign to boost ratings. Forced into damage control, ABC settled for a massive sum. Behind the scenes, executives faced a tough question. Was The View even worth it anymore? Then came Elon Musk. After months of The View attacking him with false claims about Twitter, Musk sued, throwing the show into crisis. Advertisers, already wary, began pulling out. With lawsuits piling up and ABC in full panic mode, The View was crumbling. Whoopi Goldberg, once untouchable, had become a liability. Her final blow? The Showdown with Karoline Leavitt. Exposed and outmatched on live TV, her dominance collapsed. ABC called it a break, but everyone knew the truth. She was out. Now, The View stands at a crossroads. Will they stick to the same script or finally change course? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.